come to a child's pose. If you find that it's difficult to get your knees together, try them part toes together and down. If you find that's pretty tricky, you could always take a block to find child's pose. Hands to feet will open up the shoulders. Find your breath. In your own time, and just for the purposes of the length of the video, do take your time through these poses. Come up to sit, eyes shut. Crows just went for my husband. As I say, the moments that lift you. Okay, come to the intention that you wish, and we'll just go with the journey of a flow within yoga or movement or stillness. The thoughts will come. The gratitude for each day, and to embrace each day as a gift. When you're ready, just go to down dog. So coming up, tuck the toes and take yourself to down dog. Maybe a little pedal out of the heels. Maybe send both heels down, lift up, roll through, little movement of the spine. So bend the knees, push the hips back and lift up. Inhale, exhale. Stepping through on the right leg, lift up the leg, bend the knee in, tuck through and step through. If you find the foot doesn't meet the front of the mat, just move it with your hand to find your lunge. Send the heel away at the back there. If it feels a little bit tight, take the knee down. The gaze is through the brow. Use the breath through the thigh. Soften through the hip a little bit. Notice how you hold tension there. Using the blocks perhaps, take them either side. And just like with the bolster stretching, we're going to just take to half Hanuman. So just take the hip back and stretch out the front leg. Spread the toes, lift the arch of the foot. Think about belly to spine here. Send the heart forwards. So we're just warming up, so just take it really slowly. If you need to bend the knee, do, and just stick your behind out, just lengthen through your tailbone. Heart goes forwards. Take some really long, slow breaths. Shift forwards nice and slowly, back to a lunge. Could be the knee lifts, it could be the knee is down. shift the hips back again, nice and slowly. So take your time with these. I'm just moving through them for the purposes of a half an hour video. You can take a lot longer through these stretches. Use your breath. Again, if you need to bend that knee, just length through your tailbone. Notice how my bone is going directly into the hip here. I'm not coming back to this point through that stretch. I'm up high. Bend the knee again, another nice stretch, so just warming through the hamstrings, through the hip flexor. Long, slow, deep breaths. Soften through the shoulders. Notice where you're holding the tension through the hip, and breathing through the rib cage to the contact of the thigh. Stretching back again, lengthen. So hold these for as long as you wish to. Find an equal sense of time between the two. Long, slow, deep breaths. Okay, bend the knee. Lift up, and then using your blocks, perhaps walk halfway round. Gentle folds. So my heels are pointing out a little bit, toes slightly in, squaring off my feet a little bit more. Maybe it'll rock through. Again, this is so nice to do with your eyes shut, and you can remain here for a while. When you're ready, as I say, hit the pause button on these videos for as many times as you need to work through the whole flow or movement of practice. Walk round to a lunge on the other side. Now keep the heel away if you're in a lunge where the knee's up, otherwise just pop the knee down on the first round. Again, breathing into the hip, notice the tension that you hold in the thigh and through the front of the hip here, the psoas. So soften, breathe into the compression that you create through the rib cage to the thigh. Slow the breath down and make sure that you've got a lovely long neck. So repeating what we did on the other side, so just going to lengthen the legs, slowly move through the hip. You'll feel way more if you slow the movement down. Again, flex the foot, spread the toes, lift the arch of the foot, draw the belly to spine, lengthen through your spine. If you find that it's a little bit tight through the hamstring, bend the knee, push the hips back, tailbone, send it backwards, heart forwards. Find a breath. Be aware of any tension in your face if you're clenching your teeth. And reminding you not to sit back here, that you're up high. Send the weight forwards to a lunge. Again, be aware of softening through the hip a little bit. So just like our shoulders, we hold so much tension in our hips, so you feel it more in your shoulders, but it's very apparent in your hip as well when you become more aware. Lengthen the leg. Slowly move through again. Flex the foot. Spread the toes. Belly to spine. Find some lovely, great big breaths where you're expanding your rib cage. Maybe the belly's pushing out a little bit on those inhales. Take the weight forward. Lunge. Please send the weight back. Lengthen the leg. So it's very common to get a little tremble through this stretch. If you find that your body shakes and trembles, embrace it. You know, let them happen, let them release through your body for as long as you can wish to be there. And then eventually take to a lunge, lift up. Use the blocks if you wish to. Halfway, little rock. So just opening up the body. So for some, this could be enough, and just take yourself to a child's pose or come to rest and do some stretches to the ground. Others may want to continue with a flow from here. So soften the knees as you walk round and pivot through the feet. Back to a lunge. And this is where we start to flow. So think about the positivity in your day, as always mentioned. So when I push off that back foot, I spring from there, and it's my positive step forwards in life. Push, place the foot down and fold, a gentle fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. A shake of the head.